ground and they can smell really good. Well, as you can see, got me a pretty nice coon right here on the first day out. I just put out my traps yesterday, and this is just an old creek. This is that area that was so flooded I couldn't even get to it the other day. I mean, this was all water. The waters went down. I found some sign, kind of went off the old sign from the other day, and it still paid off. These old creek channels here, all through here, everything uses this. There's coyotes, bobcats, fog, everything will use this, but I'm mostly targeting coon right down in here, because every time I drive down the road I see coons hit on the highway every mile, it seems like. So, you know, that means something's wrong. If you can't drive down the road a few miles and not see a coon ran over, or actually run over one yourself, there's something wrong. I've even seen where somebody threw out their fast food trash, and I was coming up, and it couldn't have been there very long, and there was 3 raccoons in the middle of the road fighting over this trash. There's a problem. These things need to be thinned out, so that's what I'm doing. Got a beautiful coon. I've been using this dog proof. I'll kind of show you my setup here, what I did, and we'll reset it. And I gotta go through here and get my possum, and all I'm doing is I got a marshmallow underneath that trigger. It's still there, so I'm gonna set this. These dog proofs are pretty easy. Just squeeze. Oh, I do it like it from this way. Squeeze, pull the trigger down, and see inside there's a lever. They pull that lever up, it snaps shut, and you got them. The reason these work mostly on coons is because they'll reach in there. They're one of the only animals that will reach in there. Well, possum will too, as you'll see down here. But these things, I've really enjoyed these. I'm glad I went to them. And all I'm going to do is stick it in the ground here, back where it was, underneath this tree. I'm going to put some Old South Lures DP bait in there. A little bit. Like that. And this stuff here is pretty cool stuff. This is the Old South Liquid Hoodoo. It's a liquefied, so you can spray it in there and just soak that DP bait with it. Man, I tell you what, them raccoons love it. And to top it off, for eye appeal, because I don't like to paint my traps bright colors in case they get stolen or someone sees them. You know, I got permission to be here, but I don't know who might be just walking through here, and I don't want them to just be able to see it right off. I like to stick that marshmallow right in the top there so he can see it from anywhere, and he gets that one for free. Boy, it's chilly out here this morning. Not as bad as yesterday though. Man, it was bad yesterday. But anyway, that's the set I'm using. That's how I'm using it. With Old South DP bait, some Liquid Hoodoo, and a marshmallow. A couple marshmallows. And, you know, coon right off the bat. So, that's good. As you can see here, got a little possum. He ain't very big, but I want to take a few of these out too. Possums are notorious for being finding eggs, especially turkey eggs. So it's always good to take out a few possums. I'll skin him, make something out of him, who knows. But Yeah, I always try to take a few of these, and it doesn't matter what trap it is, what set you're making, you're gonna catch a possum. These are meant for coon, but possums will reach in there and grab them too. So, well, I'll tell you what, this right here is what got me permission on this property. It wasn't the raccoons and it wasn't the possum. It was the beaver. The landowner had footage of all this beaver damage that you can see all through here when it was fresh, and that was last spring. Well, what happened? I mean, there isn't a fresh sign of beaver anywhere. Floods. We've had 2 of the biggest floods I've ever seen in 2015, and just washed them out, I guess. But you can tell them things were in here thick, and even though they're gone, the landowner still said I could trap. So, and in Oklahoma, beaver are a nuisance species that most landowners want gone. So use that as like a tip. These beaver, people want you to come in there and get these beaver. Make sure you get permission, and then say, hey, you know, if I pick up some coon or some mink or some, you know, usually they want you to get rid of bobcats and they want you to get rid of coyotes, because these landowners usually have cattle, and or they're deer hunters, and they want to protect those deer, those cattle, those turkey. So use that beaver trapping as a step in the door, and then, you know, go out there with the landowner like I did. We walked around and he's like, man, there just wasn't no fresh sign. I'm like, that's okay, you know, I trap raccoons, I trap coyotes, fox, bobcats, I trap it all. So I still got permission to trap this land. But man, I tell you what, at one time there was a lot of beaver in here.